Serving our members since 1938.
Hello, friends. This is Scotty Inman. Stay tuned to WSGI AM 1100 for the best in Southern gospel, bluegrass gospel, and country gospel all day, every day.
One street over there's a life I could have known, one beyond my wildest dreams. Maybe that road could have carried me to streets of gold. Things aren't always as they seem. Looking back on all the chances that I missed, some I held, some slipped away. One street over where my memories exist, I wondered what would change, I really couldn't say. In this life there's nothing certain, except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known that would have kept me from the one I had today. Except the curtain that rises to the stage. Silly games of second guessing, I just forget the lessons that I couldn't learn. Because one street over there's a life I could have known would have kept me from the one I had today.
Hey y'all, this is 1100 WSGI. I'm Mutual LaVern, and yes, this is one street over. What's going on one street over from where you living? We are living right because we get to live and work in Robertson County, in the words of our illustrious county mayor, Mayor Billy Bogle. I think we'll be hearing from him tomorrow. I get discombobulated when the first falls on a Wednesday. It throws me. Because what ends up happening, it throws off the visits and everything.
Oh, your rotations?
Yeah. Just like tomorrow is fourth Wednesday, but typically we have Ryan Martin in on third Wednesday. And so he's coming in tomorrow because mayor and alderman meeting for the city will be tomorrow night. It's Monday. And then, so I think the county commissioners meeting's tonight, so we should have Mayor Vogel in tomorrow, I think. Yeah. But anyway, and Jessica, I messaged her. She didn't come in last month because of spring break, but she has it on her calendar, months ahead.
Yeah.
So she goes, well, I don't have you on my calendar next month. So we'll hear from Jessica next month.
Yeah.
So Lee Murray's coming in, because she has something she wants to talk about. We got to get the fair people in, too. I got to get Trent Cobb in here and talk fair because, the fair has been announced, the dates of it. Yeah, and it's in September. Yay!
Yeah, September 22nd.
Yes.
That week, yeah.
That's late, and I like it. I like it later, don't you?
I don't want it in August.
No. Well, see, we're at the mercy of the other.
Is it Crystal or whatever it is? Yeah.
Whoever it is that does our fair.
The carnival, yeah.
Yes, because we're not big.
Right.
And so once they get their bigger dates, then they tell us what we can have, basically. And we prefer later, but yeah, it's the 22nd through 26th. Yay. I'm so excited. But that means it'll maybe be cooler. Mm-hmm. Of course, now we're just ready for summer to get here.
Yeah, one year we had it like the second week of August, and it's miserable.
I didn't like it. I didn't like that at all. But that's too hot. That's too hot. Anyway, Kaleb Stratton's here, and as much as I am ready for summer, that means boating season.
Yeah. Oh, it's already here.
Yeah, it's already here. Everybody's out, aren't they?
We've got some boating training coming up this Wednesday, actually, all day long. So we do a boating under the influence refresher every year. So just to keep us, keep us sharp and going, make sure
so
we're up
it's
to date on
training for
everything.
you guys.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like people could come and be trained about voting. No. This is training for our officers, you know the particulars.
The public would be surprised how much we train actually, hands-on training. So this is, we do actual wet labs. So a wet lab is where people actually drink, and then we test them to see how they are.
Interesting.
And then we can take their blood alcohol level and find out exactly what they are. So
I'm always, I tell people, you have no idea how little it takes for you to go over the limit.
Oh, yeah, especially on the water. They say on the water, like a 12-ounce beer, one of those on the water is like 3 on land.
Wonder why.
Just because of the demographics of the water and the weather and the boats rocking, the weather, the sun beating down on you, So
Interesting.
It doesn't take as much.
I just, anyway, just be careful, guys. DUI on the water is the same as DUI on the roadways. And we have tragic accidents on the waterways every year.
Boats are 10 times as worse. There's always normally a family on a boat or a kid, and it gets even worse. So best thing to do is just don't even do it.
Yeah, there you go.
You don't have to worry about it, right?
That's just it. Don't even do it. But just be careful out there. And, we have a lot of people out wanting to fish and do all those things. And, it's exciting. It's fun. Yeah. And turkey season, how much longer does it last? Till May, right?
Yeah, it goes for a while. Yeah, we're just really getting fired up. So this is just the second week of turkey season. And
right.
Obviously, the question people have been asking me, and it's still coming up. And, I saw somebody said, we're on a pace for a record-setting year this year. And so as far as Robertson County goes, this time last year to date, we had harvested 423 turkeys.
Okay.
So just in a little over 2 week span there. And this year we're at 441, so a little bit up, not much, pretty close.
Much, but yeah.
But statewide, we are up from 19,733 at this time last year to 24,468.
Oh, wow.
So almost a 5,000 difference right there.
It seems to be more and more every year.
That's good.
Yeah,
so
and that's what we want.
Well, yes and no. So there's a theory out there, because if you remember 15 years ago in Robertson County, you'd go through a field and you'd see 100 to 300 turkeys in a field. It would be ridiculous the amount of turkeys you saw. And there's a theory out there, and they're still working on stuff, and colleges and grad students are still doing a lot of studies, and we've been doing it right here in Robertson County as well, but trying to figure out if our carrying capacity, if we exceeded that too much. So if we had too many turkeys here. So there was a lot of turkeys, but was there too many? And then they started dying out. They're competing for too much. Just our carrying capacity was at capacity.
Right. So, and you got to figure there's only so much food out there. There's only so many places for them to nest and those types of things.
And you think about that too. I love our farmers. I've got family and friends that are farmers, and we need to have food. So they have to go and clear land for that food, especially right now with the development going on. So we're clearing more trees and we're clearing more habitat for wildlife to produce food. And that's okay. I mean, we got to have that, but that's also taking away their habitat. So they're having to learn to live in different places and learn how to cope with losing their habitat. So losing their house.
That's why a lot of these places where the parks and things like that are so important. Mm-hmm. I love our little forest, our little reforested area. That we and everybody's like, some farmer cleared that, LaVern. You should let somebody farm that. I wanted the trees. I mean, it's just a little small. I don't know how many acres it is that we let reforest there, right beside the house.
Is it?
It's more than a couple.
Okay, I've never looked. I've been in it, but I've never looked.
I don't know.
It's a good chunk of land.
It's a good little chunk, and we had tried to garden right in the center of it. That little clearing. The deer loved it. They were like, "Thank you."
Exactly.
The deer and the rabbits and all that. I'll never, try to garden again. I keep thinking that would be a great place for one of my children to build a house. Mm-hmm. But so far, they haven't taken me up on it. But the one that I keep thinking is going to be moving here, they're buying a house in Nolensville.
Oh, that's too far. You don't want to live down there.
Like, what in the world are y'all doing to me?
You want to live up here.
It's like you got to bring these grandkids up towards Mama, y'all. But anyway, anyhow, that's neither here nor there. We're talking with Kaleb Stratton. He is our wildlife resource regional district sergeant. I always get it wrong.
That's all right.
I know.
Mark calls me all kinds of stuff in his class. It's something different every week. Yeah.
And my husband is one of the criminal justice teachers up at Springfield, and Kaleb comes in and teaches his kiddos about hunter safety and can get them certified.
Firearm safety.
Firearm safety and get them the
hunter education.
Yep. what I find fascinating is the gun safety class that is now mandatory by the state, and we all have to sign off on it.
Yep.
And we all have to walk our kids through it, and it's very basic, super basic. Super basic.
And
nothing to the degree that you're doing with his students.
Yeah, no, that's correct. Yeah, that video, I think they're only like 7 minutes long.
Yeah, they're not very long.
So but it's good because, a lot of kids nowadays, and it's our fault as parents, not our fault, I guess, but it's, well, yeah, it is our fault. But, kids, when we were growing up, you were taught about firearms. Even if you didn't shoot it, you were still taught about them just to learn how to use them or learn how to not touch them or, just learn about the basics of them. I've been carrying or messing with firearms and shooting guns since I was a little kid, but I learned to respect them because I was taught well at a young age, and I try to teach my son the same thing. Like, I don't care if it's a toy gun. Don't point it unless you're planning on shooting something.
Yeah.
Especially it's scary nowadays. You can get online and look at these guns that are real that look like Nintendo guns and pink gun. They look fake, but they're not. They're real guns.
In that video, there's
they
one
show
that's made, it looks like it's made out of Legos. And they're like, is this a real gun or a fake gun? And I mean, in my adult mind, I was like, well, that's a Lego gun. And they're like, it's real. And I'm like, what? Why would anybody have one that looks like it's made out of Legos that's real?
Yep. It even has, I don't know if that one does, but they make them with the Lego brand on it,
Yeah.
It's
This one did. It looked like a Lego something. I was like, well, of course that's fake. And they're like, no, it's real. That kind of freaked me out. I was like, oh my goodness.
And that's not a misconception. Like that's out there a lot.
Yeah.
Those type of guns are out there a lot. Without talking about the manufacturers, like every manufacturer makes a gun. I take it back. It's not the manufacturer. Most of the time, it's it's third parties who get the guns, and like a shop will get it, and they'll make it look like that.
Do you think a lot of it's 3D printing and all that too?
No, these are real guns. They're laser engraving them, and they're painting them and dipping them, and no, you can 3D print a gun. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, you can now.
And I'm sure some people are. It's not going to hold up like a normal gun, I think.
Sure. It's fascinating, but
yes, no, it's scary. It really is.
Well, there is a training now that the kids have to take, and it's basically to remind them, don't touch them.
Right.
Don't touch them.
It's
keep
geared.
them locked, and
it's geared for schools. So if you see a firearm in a school, if you see somebody, it's teaching you to tell an adult, tell a teacher, tell your SRO, tell them you've seen something.
Right.
Or even if you hear of something, you tell them just to make sure.
Somebody talking about something. Yeah.
Again, 30 years ago, I guess it was nothing to look in somebody's truck and see a shotgun in there because they went hunting after school.
Well, that was when I grew up.
But now
it's just, in the 70s, absolutely.
You're heading to, what's that place called now? The alternative school. It's called something else.
Oh, yeah.
you're heading there now. I forget the name of it.
Yes. If you even make a joke, you don't joke about that kind of stuff. And it's a very sensitive subject when you're talking in the lines of criminal justice, because they are talking about law enforcement stuff. Yep. And so Mark is so careful about how he approaches it and all of these things. So you're such a good help because you are in the field. And so being able to come in and do that training through official avenues is so helpful.
And I try to, me. I mean, I'm as nice as I can be to a point, unless you don't let me be that way. But I try to tell them all the time in these classes, that I'm just a normal person. No, nothing special about it. I just got a different job. And I said, there's bad people everywhere. There's bad people in law enforcement. Yeah. But I said, for the most part, just like in the world, most people are good people.
You bet.
And that's what I try to tell them. I'm like, y'all know me just from talking in your class once a week, but I'm going to be nice to you as long as you're nice to me. And if you escalate it, then I'll escalate it. Yeah.
So where are we as far as you guys? Because I know y'all had to go to Memphis at one point and all that. Where are we in that regard? Has that all stopped as far as the?
It's still going on. There's not as many agencies down there now like it was to begin with. But it's still going. There's still, it's not on the news. The news isn't covering it. But I know people that are still down there. And
still rotating out.
They're still down there. We aren't down there just because at that time deer season was starting. And then it's just not fair. There's just not that many of us.
Yeah, sure.
And especially
with the lakes and stuff. Oh my goodness.
Well, that and then turkey season started.
Oh,
and, when there's only 1 or 2 officers per county, and you got those officers in West Tennessee, then that leaves that county without an officer.
Right.
And you're relying on other officers to come into your county to work, which is fine, but then they can't work their county like they need to, and it gets very It gets very difficult because there's just not that many of us, and our funding, that's been on the news lately. A lot of people have been asking me about funding for us, and we're a self-funded agency that's funded by hunting and fishing licenses. And when the state legislature said we couldn't up our fishing and hunting license last year, that puts us in a huge hole because everything you see, like even right now, fuel prices,
insane.
$4 or $5 a gallon, and we're having to pay that. We don't get a discount on fuel or anything, and just the price of working goes up, and so that means our stuff goes up, and that just puts us. We have plenty of money, from what I hear, but they're trying to find a way for the state to put some money into us each year, and that hadn't gone through this year yet. So.
Right, and we're all hoping the gas prices are going to come down.
Yes.
But I think they will. I hope all the food prices do. I mean, I was just looking we were shopping yesterday because transportation, when the cost of transportation goes up, things are going to go up. And so anyway, but we're here to talk about wildlife resources. Now talk to me about the big fishing tournament because that's around the corner. Isn't it? For the kids fishing.
Yes. Fishing, I was like, we've actually got.
Yeah, the fishing day. Because that's in.
It'll be in June.
Is it in June? I was thinking it was in May. Okay, it is after school is out on the Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it should be the.
We got a little bit of time yet.
It's either June 6th or 13th. I'm not really sure. I haven't got it marked down yet. It's whatever free fishing
rodeo is what we're talking about.
So. Because we got that going on, plus the Great Summer Camp with Sheriff's Office we do that week for fishing. So.
Right.
But yeah, no, there's a big. When you said tournament, I was thinking there's a huge tournament. It's like a one-of-a-kind tournament. It pays $3 million to win.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
Where's this?
It's going to be on Old Hickory. And
when is
it's
that
professional. It's sometime soon.
Is that something that you have to qualify for? I'm thinking.
It's Bassmasters.
I have a friend that is a competitive fisherman, and I wonder if he has been able to qualify for it. I'll have to reach out to him and see, and if he is, I'll give him Claude.
Oh no.
Yeah, his name's Claude. But
it's not till November. So.
Oh, okay. But $3
million in payout.
He's been in some big tournaments, but he's the one who I taught. He's the one who basically taught us to do the rigging on the bait that we finally caught a bass, a nice sized bass on our creek. We're not very good fishermen, and we've been trying to help our grandson fish.
Did you see the Mark's picture they made of him? I guess your son did it, right? It was hilarious.
My husband and my grandson were fishing on the creek right where Sulphur Fork and Carrs Creek come together. And this has been a couple of weeks ago. I guess it was Easter weekend.
Yeah, I think so.
And we were down there fishing. It was on Good Friday. And my husband's never caught a fish on the creek until that day. And he caught 2 small fish, and he held it up, and I took a picture of it. And, of course, one of my smart aleck sons had to turn it into some kind of cartoon, which was quite funny.
It was really funny.
It was really cute. I think he needs to put that on a poster on his wall.
Well, he did. I said, you need to print that off, and he printed it off and put it on the bulletin board.
Oh, he did? Yeah. I didn't know they did that. That's hysterical. But
and then he's got a good. This is one of the best groups of overall kids he's had in a while.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, they got him the flag. You see the flag?
I heard about the flag. Yeah, I heard about the flag. I was like,
you got to hang that up, and so he hung it over his door.
Yeah, it's funny, but yeah, they have a lot of fun. That's one thing about the CTE classes. We try to make them fun for the kids and engaging, because it's hard, the classes that you have to take that you're tested on, and on that subject, testing begins I think the younger kids, it's today, because the window opens today through May 8th, and high school kids won't start till tomorrow. But so today is the last day for planning for.
Yeah, I know my son. Well, yeah, my son today. Tomorrow is when it starts, but today's like a pre-day,
Yeah. Well, they call it a window. The testing window is today through May 8th. And what will happen is it'll be pretty intense testing for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then that first week in May will be a lot of makeups where kids that had to miss or something like that, because you have kids that are out for different things that they have to miss, And so, and I'm not sure that FFA doesn't have a lot of stuff going on, right now, competitions and stuff. I know sometimes different clubs and things like that, that's when they have their events.
Judging.
Yeah, exactly. So all of that's going on. But EOC testing, it is so important that you get your kids to school on time, that they're rested, put them to bed early, Just encourage them just to relax and, not over stress about it and to take the testing seriously because some kids just want to just, blow it off. Yeah. But it's so crucial to their grade, if they care anything at all about their teachers that are, going through this, it matters to the teachers' evaluation. And I know a lot of teachers that work really, really hard to try to get this. And we had 2 weeks out. So that really messed them up. There was a lot of content that was, they're just really struggling to make sure they get it all in there. But today they'll be, kind of going over some stuff and just get your kids there, rested. Make sure their laptops are charged, all those things. Do the elementary kids, do they work on digital or do they take it paper?
Yeah, it's,
paper test?
I don't know about the test. Huh. I didn't ask last year. I don't even remember.
I'm wondering because everything's so digital now.
All the stuff he brings home test-wise is on paper. Yeah. Everything is. Everything he does is on paper. So
okay. But we're all, I give tests. My personal tests I give on paper because I don't want to entice them to cheat.
Yeah.
And that's just
pull up another window.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. But anyway, talking with Kaleb Stratton, our district.
There you go.
District sergeant.
Yep, that's it.
Okay. I kept wanting to say regional. I don't know why I want to say regional. Is that like your next promotion would be regional or
no? Not necessarily. We have
your next step.
We have regional positions.
Okay.
But there's multiple steps you can take. There's not if I stayed where I am and moved up, the next step would be a lieutenant, district lieutenant, then district captain. But we have regional lieutenants. We have regional captain. That's your phone.
That's my phone. Probably Lee Marie telling me something that I have forgotten because she's so good at keeping me in line.
That's what
Yeah, she's just telling me she's coming in. So
I'm happy where I'm at. I really am. It's still a great job and
got a great truck.
The more you move up, the more office and paperwork stuff you got to do. So I've got a good balance right now of I've got to do a lot. That's what I was doing some. I've been off this weekend, so I was catching up on some emails in the truck right then.
Yeah, he pulled in about the same time I did. I've been getting here earlier. Thank you very much. And he pulled in at the same time I did, but then waited to come in. I was like, tying up loose ends.
I was just computer stuff.
Well, and before we run out of time, because we've been just kind of all over the place, let's make sure everybody knows the things. We got turkey season right now. What's after turkey season?
Nothing really.
Pretty much it's just dealing with the fishing and lake and boating season. And then the next thing will be on the other side of summer. What comes in next?
So we'll have that velvet deer hunt in August. I'm pretty sure this year. And then the dove season in September. And then we'll back to deer season. Yeah. But
it goes so quick.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah. Even boating season it'll come and go so quick. And you're like, man, it just flew by.
Do you have any boating safety tips you want to remind people of as they're getting out on the water?
Well, not a lot right now, but I will say if you do get out on the water when it's warm outside, the water's still pretty cold.
Oh, yes.
You're still looking at 50 to 60 degree water, even if it's 80 or 90 degrees outside. So just be aware of that. We've already had a few deaths this year. We had I think he was 16 maybe year old pass away and out in south of us down at I can't remember. I saw it on the news. We didn't have to work it, but he was out scouting for turkey hunting, I believe, because a lot of people turkey hunt from boats to get to their spots where they're going, especially on the wildlife management areas and stuff. And it was just an unfortunate accident. He, I believe, he hit a halfway submerged log, and that's what they reported. And
probably didn't have a
life jacket on. Yeah, so
couldn't swim.
So yeah, always wear that. Yeah, no, that's a thing. Yeah. Or like you said, the cold water shock. Where you're not expecting that because it was 90 degrees and then you hit the water and it's 60. So.
And the thing, I am a very strong swimmer. I'm a very strong swimmer, but I'm not going to get out in a situation without a life vest because if somebody hits my boat and I am unconscious, I'm still going to drown. Yeah. I don't care how good. I don't care how well I swim. Yeah.
You don't float on your own.
No. And so that's the thing people don't realize is accidents happen. And if you are disoriented in some way, I don't care how well you are, what kind of a swimmer you are. Michael Phelps would still put on a life jacket, I think, in a boat.
Or he would have had a bunch of people with him, So, exactly. I'm talking about swimming in a boat. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. But just be careful out there, guys. And, let's say this about kayaking. I've got one of my good friends across the hall from me. She was talking about kayaking. And be careful on the lakes if you kayak. Because if you get out in the middle of that water, we've had tragic accidents where boats hit these kayaks because they do not see them.
Yep.
And, we've talked about the bicycle flags you can put on them that pop them up out of the water.
The brightest colors you can have.
Bet.
If
But
you can
just
buy a yellow kayak.
out of the middle of the lake.
Yeah.
Go along the edges if you want a kayak or hit the rivers. But do not be out in the middle of these lakes and these kayaks. They cannot see you. You've got to be so careful when you're out swimming in the middle of this. Because, people won't see you. And they will go right over the top of you and you're done.
Yep.
And, it's just, you got to be so careful out there. But be careful, folks.
They're no fun to work, so we don't want to work any. We don't want to work them.
Can't imagine. Anything else that we need to cover before we run out of time?
As far as turkey season goes, the biggest calls we're getting right now is trespassing. I'm working a trespassing call from actually yesterday afternoon. People just, without getting into this, but not saying this guy, but people just don't care. They think they got a right to just go wherever they want, and that's just not the case. So, you cannot, you can't just hunt wherever you want. So, and that causes accidents. We did have a minor hunting accident this weekend where somebody did get shot turkey hunting. They're okay. But it was because they were on some property that they supposedly weren't supposed to be on, and so they didn't know who was there, who wasn't there. So stuff like that happens. But if the biggest thing is make sure you get permission. Make sure you know where you're at. Make sure you know the boundaries, and always make sure that's what we're teaching right now in hunter education. Make sure you know what you're shooting at. Make sure you're shooting at a turkey and not just an object that you think is a turkey. So.
Well, and that's one thing. We let people, fish on the creek by us, but we do not let hunting. We just don't. And because I don't want to open that can of worms. Yep. It's one thing to let them come fishing, because it is a good fishing spot. And I want people to, I want to share what God's blessed me with. And, but we do not want hunters out there. So no one has permission to hunt on my property. That's just all there is to it. And but now my brother was telling me about something I didn't realize, that all water east of the Mississippi is considered public domain. And that's something he is on a conservation board up in Kentucky because he's a farmer, and it's just so he understands everything. And I said, I had no idea. He had some kiddos come up on his place to fish. They rang the bell, but nobody was there. And it's about 5 or 6 of them. But we're talking right beside his house. And super, super trespassing. And with them farming and all that kind of stuff, he just can't let people run all over his farm. And so that's one of the things people think, well, that's, that's public domain. The land around it's not.
Well, that and the land under the water is not.
You bet.
So.
That's what I tell the kiddos that come fishing that we have at school. I tell them, where our property lines are. And I said, we own the ground under the creek. But it's like if you go past Sulphur Fork, what's on the right side, we don't have any ownership of anything over there. So you better stay on our property side if you're in Sulphur Fork. Yep. And I said, because that's private land, and you don't have permission to be over there. You have permission from me.
Floating the river is one thing, so floating and fishing is fine. Yeah. But the moment you start walking or getting out, you're on somebody's property. And for the most part, most of our landowners are okay with it.
Nice, but you've still got to be respectful.
Yes. Well, we have, that's, again, the biggest complaint from the landowners on the Red River is just the trash that's left behind. Because they don't mind people stopping on their gravel bar, getting out, but there's just so much trash left behind, and we just don't take care of their land. And so that makes them to where when they see somebody out there, they go down there and run them off. Well, and so it hurts it for everybody, even the responsible ones. It hurts because these landowners don't know if you were the ones that left the trash last time or not. So,
well, and one thing too, people who are farming the land still, that's their workspace. Me, we're just hanging out.
Right.
So it's a little different. But I tell my kiddos, you got to be respectful of, once you go down Sulphur Fork, I said, you stay to the left, because all that over there, I don't really know the families either. And I said, I know they farm.
Right.
And so you got to be respectful of that. But I know that my brothers had quite a time, and so you just got to keep in mind, guys, like you said, just be respectful of people who own land, and especially farmers, because that is their livelihood.
Yep.
That is their livelihood.
I was teaching or talking in Mark's class, and I just told, it's stuff they've never heard before. And because one of them said something, I brought up this scenario. We're talking about ethics and being an ethical hunter and just doing the right thing. And I was like, if you're hunting on somebody's property and you see an empty, bottle or a can laying there, what are you going to do? And they're like, well, it ain't mine. I'm like, I know, but pick it up. Yeah, just small little gestures like that. I was like, I was always raised to leave a place better than you found it.
Yes.
If you go through a gate and the gate's open, you leave it open. If it's closed, you close it.
Yep.
But just little things like the trash, that's my biggest pet peeve is people littering in trash.
Yeah.
And I tell them, like I said, even if you're walking through the hall and you see a bottle on the ground, just pick it up and throw it away. I said, you're not going to be late for class if you just pick it up as you're walking. I was like, it's just a small gesture, and people notice that stuff. And landowners notice that stuff. So
you better believe they do. And we don't have too terrible, the kids who we invite to come fish, we've never had a problem. Never had a problem. They've just been great. We had one show up at night.
Mark told me about that the other day.
Yeah, he knew better than that. But anyway, and I've clarified with him. I said, no, not fishing my eye. But anyway, nonetheless, so you can't be down there at night. But I've not seen any of them leave trash or anything like that. The only problem when the floods happen.
And that's and
it's going to happen. You're going to have stuff like that. But as far as anything other than that, we've not had any problem. But anyway, everybody's real curious about the plant. It's fascinating to watch all that construction going on.
I hadn't even been down there. I need to go check it out.
Oh my gosh! Well, the outtake from the plant is moving right there at the corner where the two creeks come together.
Oh, so it's moving down quite a bit.
It's moving down quite a bit.
What is that, 100 feet maybe?
It's coming down there. So, which is, fine. Everybody's like,
it's not going to hurt you any.
No, it's down the creek from us. Well, even then, what's coming out of that plant is pristine because the environmentally it has to be. It is checked, and it makes the fishing really good.
Yeah. No, it's still lots of nutrients.
That's going to make that little corner right there become really good fishing. Because I know a lot of people, they want to go up where it comes back into the creek is where they like to fish anyway.
Yeah. That tee right there is perfect. Yeah. That's
so that's going to be some big fishing. Yeah. And we haven't seen any more dead fish. We had a couple. The eagles. We're seeing them more and more. I knew there was something else. What else was I going to ask Kaleb about? The eagles. Do you have any idea where they're nesting that are down there on us?
Not that one. We have multiple breeding pairs now in Robertson County. I'm going to venture out and say we probably have at least 3 or 4 breeding pairs at least. So that's 6 or 8 eagles plus the juveniles are here a lot. So
I'm telling you,
people send me pictures all the time of these juvenile eagles, and I've been seeing them a lot. I had one at my house, literally just at the tree above my house. I was outside one morning and I heard something, and it was a crow was pestering it, and I looked up and I was like, "That's a bald eagle."
Did you see the one that was on our creek recently?
Mark showed me a picture of one.
He showed you the picture of down on the creek.
Yeah, he showed me.
Okay, well, you saw it then. That has to be an older one, right?
It's a mature one, yes.
Yeah, because
it takes 4 to 5 years for that head to turn white.
Okay.
And there was one right there at the McCauley property beside Springfield High School the other morning when I went to class.
Okay.
And I took a picture of it and I was showing them because it had a little bit of brown on its head. So that one's around 4 to 5 years old.
Right there. That's the one. There's a pair down
there.
Yeah.
So
what can you tell?
Yeah, that one, I can't tell if it's a shadow or not, but that may be a little brown spot right there. Oh, but you can say, because it's going to be a solid white head.
It might be.
That could be right at 5 years old.
I got you.
Could be right at 5 years old.
Well, see, and I would just love for them to build a nest there on my property.
There's a nest close, so.
Oh, there has to be, and what's really funny is that dead fish I picked up out of the creek and I called you about. I said, hey, we found a dead fish here. I threw it up in the weeds, and they came down after it. Yeah,
they will.
They came down after that thing. I was like, what?
They're scavengers.
They're scavengers,
They are, yeah.
So I was like, well, there you go. But anyway, very good. Lee Marie is here. She's going to come pop in here. Anything else before we go?
I think that's it. I'm good.
Good deal.
Do what's right.
Do the right thing. Yeah. We're good people. Be good people to each other.
What's that? The Buffalo Bills quarterback, Josh Allen. What does he say? He do good, be good, or something like that. Do good,
be good.
Or be good, do good. I think it's do good, be good. So
very good.
Just remember that, and we'll all be all right.
Appreciate you, brother.
See ya.
Go see my husband now. Go teach the kids something. He's headed over to Springfield to talk to the criminal justice class. So they're going to do that right now. Lee Marie's going to come in here, and we're going to talk about I got to do some ads, so don't forget. I got to keep going here. We're going to let's start with Valor Mortgage. If you're looking, I was talking to my kiddo about the different things that they can do because of the things that are available to them through the VA opportunities, because if you're a veteran, you have some great opportunities through VA loans that you might not know about. Well, Chris would be a really good one to, give him a call or talk to some of his experienced loan officers to help you understand all the nuances of what's available to veterans. You can call him at 615-671-9178, 615-671-9178, or you can go to valor.mortgage to find out more, get pre-approved, whatever it is you need, but not just VA loans, FHA loans, conventional loans, jumbo financing. We all can qualify a lot of us can qualify for VHA loans. And you'd be surprised at the options that are available to you, the interest rates that you can get, the options for doing some investing, refinancing, anything that you have in concern to your mortgage. They are the one call you need to make. If you're getting ready to go buy, we're going to talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards here in just a minute in the real estate community. One of the first things they're going to tell you before you start looking at homes is what can you qualify for. You do not want to be in a situation where you're biting off more than you can chew. And that's all there is to it. You have to look at your budget. You have to look at what's going to work within your finances so you don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. They're going to help you do that at Valor Mortgage. They're going to make sure that in one of the biggest decisions you're ever going to make, you're going to have a lender that's not going to treat you like a number. They are going to be on your team and make sure you have everything you need to get things right. They're not just in the business of mortgages, they're in the business of making home ownership possible for everyone. Again, those numbers to call, 615-671-9178, 615-671-9178, or go to valor.mortgage to get pre-approved today. Because when it matters most, you deserve a lender you can trust. Buy with confidence. Buy with Valor. Valor Mortgage, NMLS number 1210804, DBA of Encore Lending Group, NMLS 1249911. Equal housing lender, subject to credit approval. Rates and terms subject to change without notice, not a commitment to lend. And let them know U-Turn sent you. Lee Marie is here, and she was kind of telling me that she wants to talk about this sale. Is this that big consignment sale?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm a teacher, so I get early access.
Do you? When do you get to go in?
No, I'm guessing. That's what you told me last year. Is that true?
Well, I know that they do have, first off, the sales.
Talk to me about it, because I want to go this year.
You really should. I got some amazing deals, and I think I brought them in and showed you one day. So, yeah, I'm bringing up their here we go, their flyer right here. So this is Statement, and that's with an I, like a breath mint. And in case you've been seeing those pink signs around town, that's what those are. They come to town, and they're going to be at the Robertson County Fairgrounds. The public sale starts this Wednesday, and so it runs Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday is a lot of stuff is half off.
Okay.
So, but you have to look at the tag because not everything is half off. But the hours for the public are this Wednesday, April 22nd, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. And Thursday and Friday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. So Thursday, April 23rd, Friday, April 24th, and then Saturday, April 25th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And that's when, if it says discount yes on the tag, then that means you can get 50% off what the tag says. Okay. So Robertson County Fairgrounds, for those of you that are new to town, they are at 4635 Highway 41 in Springfield. So like they say, you shop hundreds of closets in one place. Yeah. And they do have a Facebook page, which is great to get all of the, specifics. But yes, I know in the past they have had a deal on that Tuesday before, because I know if you are a merchant and you have clothes in it, in the past they have given us 2 passes to go in that day early, which is a real great perk, as being a vendor. Now I know they also do a charity this year. I believe it is for an adoption agency, where if you can buy a pre-sale ticket for that Tuesday, and 100% of that money actually goes to the adoption. So
So how much is a pre-sale ticket?
I'm going to pull that up because I don't.
Tell me what I'm looking for again. What is the
Okay,
name
so
of the
if you
site?
put in Statement, North Middle Tennessee, so Statement is, like I said, with I instead of E.
And you said Statement, Middle Tennessee?
Yeah, North Middle Tennessee. And they also have another thing I just brought up here on their Facebook, and that is a morning for moms. And it says that 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. this Friday, the 24th, it says kid-friendly activities, strollers welcome, coffee and snacks giveaways. So it looks like Kristen's kiddos maybe are going to, let me see here. Okay, sponsored by Kristen. Okay, so there's a bunch of family-friendly groups that have sponsored this. So I didn't know if they were going to be on site or not. So anyways, so yeah, go to their Facebook page. That's the best thing that I can tell you. Statement North Middle Tennessee. And you will see all the details there, but it is only in town for public anyway, this, Wednesday through Saturday. And so get out there because you go into the fairgrounds, it's indoors. It's in the big, hall there. So you don't have to worry about rain or whatever. And everything is by size, so they have all the ladies in one section, all the men's. And then shoes are just all, shoes are very easy to see, but the clothes, you really have to, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Packed in there. So you're not going to just get in and out real quick, but, just take your time and you can find some amazing deals.
Okay, well, very good. And I'm super interested in going this time. A $10 pre-sale ticket, and then that's going to go to charity. That's a great idea. Foster families, assistant teachers, students, healthcare workers can also purchase tickets for $5.
Okay.
So, so teachers, students, and healthcare workers can get a $5 ticket.
And that's for Tuesday night? Or what time on Tuesday? Does it have the time?
First of all, charity from 5 to 8 p.m. on Tuesday.
Okay. All right.
5 to 8 p.m. on Tuesday. You can get, I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try my best to get over there. My wardrobe's pitiful. I mean, look at how I'm dressed. My husband, he's like, LaVern, you just got to start dressing better. I just have such a, I just am not a clothes person. And a lot of it is because of the height. I'm so tall that it makes fitting very hard. I wear a lot of men clothing because it's longer. I pretty much exclusively wear men's shoes. I have very few options on women's shoes anymore. And it's gotten harder. I used to be able to find women's shoes more, and it's gotten more difficult. So, and you would think that it wouldn't be, but so if anybody has any insights into that, let me know. But I'm not talking size 12, ladies. I'm talking like 14. Because the way they make them now, I ordered some 13 or 14s off Amazon. They weren't even a 12. And I know it's a big foot. I know, but it is just what it is. And so you just kind of get frustrated and you're just like, I just don't care. But you do care, but you just kind of go, whatever. But I need to go and I want to go see what I can come up with. So I'm going to go look. So
now, one place you didn't go yesterday.
I did not.
It was fabulous.
I know it was.
So what we're talking about, I was talking about for the last 3 weeks probably, Handel's Messiah, part 2 and 3. And it was even more fabulous than we went in the winter for part 1. And I had gone live on Facebook, and I know that one of my friends, Sharon, said, "Where are you?" And I'm just like, you know what?
I've been telling you forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So many cool things that I do talk about on this show. And, my family members are even still also guilty of saying, I wish I knew about that. I'm like, no. What more can I do?
I knew about it. We just got tied up yesterday. We had stuff. It was just.
But I will tell you of one that is still on their calendar. So what we're talking about, Grace Lutheran Church in Clarksville, Tennessee, has an outreach program that is music. And they have one left for this, at least on this schedule, and that is June 28th at 4 p.m. All of their concerts are at 4 p.m. on Sundays, which I love that because it does not compete with most of my other things. And so they're going to be doing a patriotic for America 250. Yes, June 28th, 4 p.m. So we're going to be praying for our nation, honoring veterans, celebrating 250 years of wonderful American music. So that is going to be awesome. So again, that's Sunday, June 28th, 4 p.m. at Grace Lutheran Church. They're at 2041 Madison Street. Very easy to find, lots of parking, absolutely free, and just such a blessing to the community. So thank you, Music at Grace Lutheran Church, for doing that.
Very good. Okay. And I would have loved to have been there. We just had so much going on yesterday. It just got kind of busy. We're right here at the end of school. You have no idea how busy we are. Our teachers, we're just absolutely swamped. But,
I get it.
Summer's coming.
That's right. All right. So today's what? Monday? Is today Monday?
Yes.
Happy New Week, everybody.
Yeah.
Make Monday wonderful again. Okay. So, of course, I do have, line dancing on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tomorrow night at 5:30, I'll be doing line dance Tuesdays and Thursdays, 11 a.m. But the thing that we started that has been so much fun is the sign language class. We have 20 people taking it.
Oh, man.
Some people are already becoming friends and signing together because there's quite a few people there that know some. There's absolute beginners, and then there's some that, of course, they have friends or family member that may be deaf, and so they already know some. And so we're building a really just wonderful group of friends there.
Neat.
This coming Thursday, the 23rd, is the last chance to join the series. Okay. So, and if you work till 5, that's okay. If you have to show up at 5:15, that's no problem because we have a couple of those already. Yeah. So don't worry about that. We would rather have you come and learn. And then also they're going to be told something special this coming Thursday night. So I guess I better not break that now. I will wait and tell that at a different time. But you know what is coming to town is National Day of Prayer, which all the states are doing. So this is different than Pray for TN. Pray for TN is just all the counties, and that's in July.
Right.
Brother T's heading that up. Pray for TN is the first Thursday of May everywhere.
Okay.
Everywhere. And so it is going to be on the Robertson County Courthouse steps at noon on Thursday, May 7th. And so stay tuned for some really cool details on that. I'm just going to say, put it on your calendar now. I know a lot of you work, but some of you are able to take a lunch break. And so it's going to be within that 12 to 1.
Okay.
So you probably get out before 1 so you can get back to work. Okay.
Very
so
good.
Just get that on your calendar. And of course, this coming Saturday is the last opportunity that you have to support our veterans with the turkey shoot.
Oh.
So they need people to hang targets. The targets are paper targets. And then, of course, the prizes are wonderful. You can win big pieces of meat, or bacon or hams, and there's even some money rounds. So it's just a wonderful way to support our veterans. So come on out to the American Legion in Greenbrier this coming Saturday, April 25th. It starts at 8, but it's kind of good to get there at 7:30. A lot of the guys have little stamps that have their name on it. So they just go on all of the, papers and sign up that way. So that's kind of cool. But anybody, it's all ages, and anybody can volunteer, and they have ear stuff for you, so you don't have to worry about ear protection. But there's so much coming up. I can't believe that May is almost here.
I know it.
How did that happen?
I know. It's just like just in a blink.
Yeah.
Going right into Memorial Day, and I mean before with the 250th anniversary of our country, all the things. It's just such an important year, and it's going to be a breathtaking, wonderful, beautiful summer. And they've announced the fair. It's in late September.
Yes.
Giving out the fair date. I will be calling you, Trent Cobb, to come in and talk about all things fair directed. So,
and one other thing about the fairgrounds, have you heard about that laser show that's coming?
Yeah, I have.
That looks kind of interesting.
It does look interesting.
So I think I'm going to try to check that out.
Yeah.
Also, the YMCA had them on last week. They're doing a night in Hollywood, a senior prom for seniors, but actually they said all ages are welcome. But it's actually going to be Tuesday, April 28th. So is that, what's the date today? Today's
That's next Tuesday.
Okay, so it's a week from tomorrow. Okay, so 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the YMCA here in Springfield. And it is only $10, and that does include dinner. And they said anybody can go at all.
Fun.
But they're calling it a senior prom because it's mostly their seniors. Yeah. But I thought, that's such a cute name.
Yeah.
And then also, I don't know if you saw my interview with Aubrey Nicole last week, but it's so funny because I know the first thing you asked her is, "Are you local?" She said, "No." Well, she lives in Nashville, So I said, "You're local." She's from Pennsylvania, but she had such a fascinating story. If y'all missed that interview, watch it because she got to be on The Voice. Reba was her coach, and she had so many great stories about that. And she's going to be doing a solo at Sunday Morning Country, which is going to be on the stage at the Grand Ole Opry. I hope you guys will all put that on your calendar. That is what the flyer looks like. like, I'm going to bring a flyer because I had one here, and I think one of my guests, I gave it to them. So I will bring that because we've gone the last couple years, and it's been such a blessing. They always do it the Sunday after the CMAs because there's so many people in town. There's people that want to go, but then there's also people that will join them on stage. And so you always see some big names on stage as well. Yeah. And so it's a wonderful way to spend your Sunday afternoon. Pre-show starts at 3:30, which I encourage everyone to go to that because it's just as good as when the full show starts at 4.
How expensive are the tickets?
I think that they are the normal like 75 or something around that price. But it goes from like I want to say like 3:30 till like 7. I mean it's a pretty long show. But it is such a blessing just to see, all of that talent and all the music is praising the Lord. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's awesome. Ooh, that's a ticket price.
Yeah, and I'm not sure on that price. Yeah. You would have to go to their box office site and see, because I know it's not cheap to go to the Grand Ole Opry.
No, it's not. And I have I spent so many years in broadcasting that it kind of ruined me on tickets because I got too many comp tickets over the years, and so ticket prices shock me. I mean, shock me at what they cost. But I guess, when you think about what they produce and what's going into it, you understand why. But I
was looking to see if I had an exact price. I don't. But I already got my tickets because I love it so much. But the Opry box office phone number that they're giving is 800-733-6779. And this is actually a nonprofit group that has rented it out.
Okay, see, that makes it a little bit more like, okay, if it's going for a charity, then
right. So it is the Music City Christian Fellowship.
Okay.
And so so if you prefer to, I think, get tickets through them and write that check to them, then it is definitely a charity. So that, like you said, it makes it a little bit easier to justify.
Sure.
But we want to support our artists coming out and doing that. And then of course y'all know that we are right in the middle of early voting at the election office, and so you can see those details. Those are all online as well for the hours and everything. But that's over at Brown Street, and it goes until the 30th, so the end of this month. I encourage people to early vote because leaving it all up to one day when anything can happen, a sickness, thunderstorm, whatever. So the actual election is May 5th, but early voting is going on now at the office right there on Brown.
I am a election day voter. I don't know, and I get what you're saying. I don't know. I like the feel of going out and voting on that day. But you're absolutely right. You can get sick or something like that happen.
Yep.
Only one time has that ever been a problem is whenever in 88 when President Bush was running after Reagan. We were on our honeymoon. And we forgot to get absentee ballots. And so that's the only election I think I've ever missed since I have been eligible to vote.
Well, I tell you, I have some neighbors that are just like you and love to go on that day. They go all as a family. But I'll tell you what, there's been 2 times now in the recent past where the whole family's been sick and the whole family did not vote.
Yeah, see, that's how you gotta don't do it. Yeah, that's a good point.
So the hours look like Monday through Thursday 8 to 4:30, Friday 8 to 5, and then Saturday, which there's one Saturday left, and that is April 25th. They will be open 8 a.m. to noon. So again, this is at the Robertson County Election Office, 513 South Brown Street in Springfield. And guys, I have to tell you something. It's not just mayor. There's also county commissioners on that. And I tell you what, I was with someone, a close friend, who did not realize that. And she was not prepared to vote for commissioners. And so know that, guys. It's not just mayor. There's also commissioners, and for some districts, you have a school board member to choose. I think 1 out of the 2.
So she had gone and had not looked at the commissioner.
Right, and so when she told me who she voted for, I said, I would have voted a different way. I said, next time, tell me. But they usually have in the election office, they usually have a sample ballot on the wall, and I know that there's also a sample ballot online. So, but districts have changed, and you don't really know and all that. So that's another good reason to early vote because sometimes they will change your voting location. Your polling place. Yes, but if you go early to, then you don't have to worry about it.
Well, so get out there and vote because, again, May 5th is the election. and we got to take care of it. And it's just such an important election. Let me pause and do a break right now. I want to talk about Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty. It's so fun. I tell you, they're always out and about. They'll have their little tent, and they'll always have something fun they're giving away. They gave away a giant rooster this time. I love it. I love those things. And Sweet Little Family won that on Saturday. They were at the safety day for White House. Discover White House is what it was called, but it was actually originally the safety day. But they had a little bit of weather out there, but it looks like they had a great crowd and had a great time. But whenever you're looking for somebody to represent you in the real estate community, you can't find any better than Barry and Rebecca Richards with Exit Prime Realty. They're longtime friends. They're our longest running full-time sponsors. They've been with us really since the beginning, and we appreciate them so much. So whatever you're looking for, they live up in Cross Plains. They've been there for 30 years, but they specialize in Robertson County properties, but also buy and sell in the surrounding counties and across the state line in Kentucky. Rebecca, one of the first in the area to be a seniors real estate specialist, which means she's specifically trained to make sure if you're somebody that's thinking about downsizing, the time to think about it is earlier than you think. And that's one of the things that we've talked a lot about when they come in, because they have a lot of that. And she says a lot of people, they put that off really too long, and then it becomes a little overwhelming. So if that's something you think's on your agenda, talk to them sooner than later. And when they're out, they're going to be out and about all through the summer. They're going to be next at the Kilgore Station Bluegrass Festival, which we will be talking about very soon because we're a month out from that. That's coming up third weekend in May. But they are on the board, and they are one of the founding sponsors of the program, and they will be there, and I'm sure they'll have their tent out and have something fun to give away. But go and talk to them no matter what your questions are for the real estate community, buying or selling, whatever it is. Barry, taking his marketing expertise, for 17 years he was a vice president of a media marketing company, and he can bring that expertise to make sure your property is seen in the best light. There's a cabin that they have got, they're listing up in White House that, it's the cutest thing, and it's on water, it's got a little pond. Man, it is just perfect. And I guarantee you, they can take you on a tour through that virtually. But anything that you're looking for, buying or selling, maybe you want to be a realtor, they can help you out with Exit Prime Realty. Barry has his brokerage office here in town in Springfield, and then Rebecca has her agency office up in White House. Barry and Rebecca Richards, Exit Prime Realty. Connect with them at sellwithbecky.com, sellwithbecky.com, or buy, B-U-Y, robertscounty.com. The number, 615-504-7425, 615-504-7425, or 7424. Or as Barry says, just Google them. You'll find them. And let them know U-Turn sent you.
All right, I got two more events.
Go for it.
Okay, so the Kiwanis Annual Pancake Breakfast is Saturday, May 2nd.
Wow.
Yes, it's all you can eat, $10 ticket. Saturday, May 2nd, 6:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. And that, too, is also at the Robertson County Fairgrounds. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And that's one of I can't believe it's already around.
I know. Can you believe it? And there's so much going on that weekend, that first weekend of May. But, the fact that this starts at 6:30, I think that's great. I already got my tickets, so I'm going to go early to that. And then another thing I want y'all to consider, and I know y'all got your own church, and that is great, but Lights Chapel is celebrating their 50th anniversary on Sunday, May 3rd. And at 10 a.m., T. Graham Brown is going to be there doing his testimony and also singing. I have seen him do this twice. Okay. I saw him once at Lights Chapel several years ago, and then John Briggs had him down at Union Chapel like last month. Okay. And it is amazing, especially if you have maybe somebody that doesn't have a church yet. Okay. This is something wonderful to bring them to. T. Graham had beat addiction, and he's got this song that's called Wine into Water. That is so amazing when he does it. But his testimony is awesome. And I just say, you know what? If you have to miss your regular church one day this year, this is the time. Now, Lights Chapel is not a big church, so you're going to want to get there early. Mm-hmm. But T. Graham Brown does an amazing, amazing job. And Lights Chapel will be celebrating their 50th anniversary. So they really would love to see people who have, been members for a while, or maybe even if there's some charter members out there, they said, please come. So not only will T. Graham be there, but they're going to have food, and they're going to have some other surprises as well. And, they have amazing musicians that are there. And so it says special guests. So I have a feeling that's going to be those amazing musicians, those bluegrass guys that that come out. So
this is Lights Chapel.
This is Lights Chapel in Greenbrier, and it's right on Lights Chapel Road. Matter of fact, I'll give you the exact address in a minute if it comes up here. Yes, 2848 Lights Chapel Road in Greenbrier. And that, again, is Sunday, May 3rd, 10 a.m. is when you need to be in your seat. And that's an hour earlier than normal, because normally their Sunday service is at 11. But they're starting this at 10, and T. Graham Brown will be there. And I tell you, do not miss it, and invite people, because you will be blown away.
Okay. And I love testimony, being with CR and hearing all the amazing testimonies that we get to hear. Well, I tell you, I'm a sucker for a good testimony.
It'd be great to have him come out to one of the CRs, especially when you have a big...
That's what I was just thinking, that it might be wonderful to have him come out to a CR sometime. They have us do the... things through CR, but there's nothing wrong with hearing some of these testimonies that are, different too. Mm-hmm. And I just think it's wonderful. But I've had quite a few little testimonies that were not CR testimonies that have been Shannon's. Yeah. She's not from the CR community, but man, her testimony was powerful. People still talk about it.
Oh,
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It was wonderful. But anything else, Lee Marie?
Yeah, I just want to remind people, my Facebook page is just Lee Marie, 2 words. And, I post a lot of this stuff that I talk about. And don't forget, guys, take advantage of all of these VBSs that are coming.
Oh, yeah.
Because some of these churches, I know, Braden over at Grace Baptist does an amazing job. If you do not have your child in a program yet, get on over to one of these ones that they're just having a blast, and they're so great, and so VBSs, and then of course the kids camps too. You can go to the Coldstream Christian Camp website. Oh, yeah. I think there's still a few spots open for kids camp, but it's so important to get your kids in early, to meet Jesus. So
you better believe it. You better believe it. And these camps and these VBSs, that's where my faith was founded. Mm-hmm. I grew up in it, but we were all over the place at VBSs and church camp. Church camp is part of my life as long as I can remember. Mm-hmm. And some of the best memories. And Coldstream Camp, oh my gosh, that's such a cool place.
Yeah, so if you have kids, you really need to get this stuff on your calendar now.
Yes.
Because it's almost May.
Yes, do it now.
And don't feel bad going to 8 different VBSs, because basically it is free childcare. You can get a whole bunch of stuff done.
Take advantage
but they're going to get Jesus, and so
can't beat it. I love it. That's a great point. And we'll be back. Lee Marie will be back on Wednesday with a Go Show at 8:00 for another full hour of local programming. She'll be filling in for me over the summer some too, and so keep that in mind. But just appreciate you so much.
And I appreciate your show. I learned so much. And people that don't listen to your show too, you really need to follow her show.
Thank you.
I learned so much. Yeah.
So, do. And it does make a difference. If you will follow LaVern, LaVern Vivio, if you'll follow Lee Marie and follow WSGI. Because following those, that way you'll get a notification. I think that's the way Facebook works now.
And then lastly, just remember, you can also follow Well on the Square, especially if you want to get into the sign language class. No experience needed. You can start this Thursday at 5 p.m. Right there. We are inside Crossroads. So that's where you can find that out. And then, of course, this Wednesday, plan on going to the fairgrounds and get some great deal on clothing.
I think I'm going to go do the sneak day on Tuesday. I'm going to be up there Tuesday night. I'm just saying. Thank you guys for joining us. I believe we'll have Mayor Vogel in here tomorrow. I'll confirm that, but that should be the case. I got the county commissioners meeting tonight. So, if you want to know what's going on, go and check it out. Thank you for joining us. This is 1100 WSGI. God bless you. Have a great day.